I've been around aircraft really my whole life. My dad was a mechanic for the Air National Guard in Grand Ledge, Michigan, maintaining helicopters and fixed-wing aircraft. My dad built models when I was young, and that really inspired my love of airplanes. I'm Steve Seibel. I am the team leader of the restoration group here at the Selfridge Military Air Museum.
I'm Ed Kaminsky. I'm the Deputy Director for the Selfridge Military Air Museum. Currently, the restoration team for the museum is restoring a 1945 produced, Goodyear manufactured FG-1 Corsair fighter. The aircraft never did get to see action in World War II. After the war, it was assigned to Marine Corps Reserve squadrons. However, the aircraft was abandoned on some gunnery range out west in Idaho. It was transferred over to us here at the museum, and the aircraft we're restoring will be put into markings of VMF 251, which is the Marine Corps Reserve Squadron that was assigned to Groseal Naval Air Station from 1946 to 1950.
When we started the restoration of the Corsair, first of all, we wanted to remove the outer wing panels so we could fit the rest of the aircraft inside this, which is our largest building. After the plane was stripped, we took out a wall of this building and moved the remainder of the aircraft inside. And from there, we started working on the fuselage, the engine, and inside of the cockpit. The restoration we're doing is primarily an appearance restoration. The restoration of the Corsair started very near the end of 2014. There was a lot of work that was required. Our approach really has been to restore the damage that the plane incurred as it was sitting out for over 30 years. I've estimated we have spent about 20,000 man-hours on the aircraft so far. The restoration of our plane required building a lot of new parts, and I would guess on the order to 50 to 100 different pieces. It was not like taking a plastic model kit, punching out the pieces and gluing them together. We actually had to make a number of parts that were missing from this plane. Fred is showing us a piece of the original skin from the aircraft as we removed it from the aircraft. And you can see here we've got 3 major bullet holes that we had to deal with, some severe dimples and stretching of the metal. With that amount of damage, we thought it would be much easier just to take that skin off and replace it with a new piece of aluminum sheet. And we did that primarily for the tail feathers, the elevators, the stabilizers, and the rudder. And we also did this for the outer wing panels. One of the major projects we had in this restoration was taking care of the wings. We're looking now at the bottom of the left wing panel, and I thought I'd just show you some of the details of the wing panel. We have here the ejection chutes for the brass cartridges that fed the 50 caliber Browning machine guns. We had 3 of those in each wing. A big part of our restoration work on the Corsair has been to do a restoration of the engine. In back of me is what's known as the accessory section of the engine. We ended up taking the engine completely apart down to the last nut and bolt, primarily because after sitting outdoors for 35 years or so, it was very badly corroded. Our goal in restoring the engine was really to free it up to allow it to rotate with the starter motor. We are just missing so many components on the aircraft, such as the fuel system, the electrical system, oil system, that this engine would never run again. We knew that going up front, and as we dug into the restoration, we saw a tremendous amount of corrosion. We've cleaned that all up, got everything oiled, lubricated, and ready to spin. We can now turn this whole engine accessory section over with the original starter motor. Behind me is the center section of the engine. We tore this down to the very last nut and bolt. Again, our primary job was cleaning up the corrosion. This engine was locked up, rusted up solid inside, would not rotate when we first disassembled the engine. And we've got that all cleaned up. It looks like a brand new engine inside. In here we will have 3 of the machine guns. Here is a replica machine gun that was built by Prop Art Studio in Detroit for us. And these get installed into the wing, muzzle down. Again, the leading edge of the wing is here. These will go into each of the bays like so. We'll have 3 guns then stacked side by side. At this stage, what we're trying to do is add some important exterior details. So we're working on that. We've got a number of those projects underway right now. And as we get those finished up, we will begin painting the aircraft. The cockpit area will be painted a combination of interior green and instrument black. The aircraft overall will be painted in period correct glossy sea blue paint that was used for all Marine and Navy aircraft. We think at this point in time we're about 75% complete with our restoration, so we've got at least another year or so to go to finish the plane to the level we would like.